AITAH for dropping of my employer's kids at her important meeting. TA as my main is linked to me and I have received clients through it. I was an au pair before and now I provide nanny services and annual babysitting services. A new contract is signed every year, there are no run-on contracts. I have 3 others working for me, and the occasional teen looking to make some extra cash. One of my employees was done with a minor celebrity family abroad. This celebrity had recommended her to one of their other celebrity friends. I had a few families that weren't vetted on a list, but because she said she already knew the social circle, she wanted to start immediately due to cash flow and was willing to start before the formalities and paperwork was sorted out. The contract with base rate, extras and holidays and all were signed and agreed upon before she started. Apart from some minor disagreements, her former celebrity employer was overall a good client. So, I allowed her to start thinking their friend wouldn't be a hassle, without vetting them. The first week went okay, and I got good feedback from her when I touched base with her. The second week there were some minor disagreements. The third week they didn't serve her food because they felt she was getting paid enough to get her own food. I contacted them and gave them a warning that they couldn't breach the contract and to reimburse her cost of food. They agreed to it, but the day after my employee contacted me and said they gave her what they thought she should use for food instead of her actual costs and she wanted to quit. I contacted them again and told them that there would be legal action if they didn't. They did begrudgingly but left a voicemail wondering why she felt the need to eat papayas and pineapples, even though this is part of the children's diet and as per the contract she would get the same food, and other fancy stuff when she couldn't afford it. They also said people like her should stick to what is within the means of their budget. So I moved her out this placement, and came to an agreement that I would take over her duties until I found them a different one. This is in line with the contract. It's my responsibility if a nanny is sick or otherwise not able to do the job, not the parents'. The children were not the best behaved but due to their ages I let it slide. Things got bad for me during the 4th week as it was my weekend off. When I woke up she had written me a note taped to my bedroom door that she was gone for the weekend and that I should help her out this once as I had given her a faulty nanny to begin with. This was in line with her character from what I had observed, but I was still shocked that she would pull this after me explaining the contract before taking over. I let it slide. When she returned she came back with her husband. I sat them both down and told them that during my days off, which they would be informed about minimum 14 days prior as per contract, they had to arrange their own childcare. In addition I reminded them that as they had now been given 2 warnings, the third would void the contract, which was in the contract. They tried to raise objections, but I reminded them that I was an employee not a slave. 6 weeks from then, which was yesterday, I was supposed to have the weekend off. When I woke up in the morning the house was empty apart from the children, the bearded dragon, the duck and the other animals. Even the chef wasn't there. The note she had left stated that she was out entertaining her friends and co-workers at the beach and that she would be back by 2. She said she would really appreciate it if I could do it just once more as it was an important get-together. The children were more or less old enough to take care of themselves, so it wasn't a hard job. 2 came and went and no sign of either one of them. By 4 I had left several messages. By 5 their other celebrity friend came by to pick up some of his stuff that he had left behind a few days earlier. He mentioned a restaurant and handed me a 20 telling me to hang on in there as it was an important appointment. She was trying to get back into being an actress and she needed this. No sooner had he left did I pack up the children and made my way there. I asked the waitress to guide me to the table as we were doing a surprise and that the children had looked forward to this all week. That was a lie, but I needed to get to her before the waitstaff stopped me. Her children are known in the area so I am glad they let me through. Then I crashed her important meeting with a surprise and telling her the contract was voided and to expect a solicitor to contact them. Since last evening both her and her husband have left, unsavory messages on my phone. So's AITAH.